Hey Stampers, it's Brandy here with Brandy's Cards. I'm so excited. I have created a fun fold for you and I used our fabulous in color textured specialty paper. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. And then I paired it with some designer series paper. And many of you have used, I've seen lots of beautiful projects with the Zany Crew designer series paper. So that's what I used today. And I kind of started layering my cards, my specialty paper and my designer paper and cardstock. And I created a fun fold that I'm going to call the Flip Flop Gate Fold Fun Fold. Okay, yeah, no. Flip Flop Gate Fun Fold. Yes, I got it. I'm so excited. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what its name is really, especially because, you don't want to say it like 2 or 3 times in a row. But I'm just really excited about this card. I can't wait to show it to you. And of course, I'm not going to be, don't worry about the sizes and the dimensions right now. Just go over to brandyscards.com/blog. And it's there that you'll be able to download. You'll see big pictures of the cards. I've got all the steps in there. And you'll also be able to download your free PDF tutorial. So you'll have the template of how this card goes together. So no need, sit back, relax, have fun, and let me know you're here. Please leave me a comment. I'd love to know that you're here, and I hope that you enjoy my cards today. Okay, so here, let me show you the stamp set that we're going to use today. We're going to use the Zany Zoo stamp set. Super cute. It does have coordinating dies that die cut these fun animals. So I just love this one. And it also has the designer series paper coordinates as well. So I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. But first, how about we have a look at the card? So here's the card we're going to create today. There's your flip. And there's the next flip. And then you have your gatefold. And oh, look at that. Happy birthday to you. So I just thought that was so much fun and quite a delight when you open it up and you have surprise after surprise and yet another surprise. So I am super excited. This might look like it's a lot of work. It's so not. So I'm going to take you step by step through how I created this card. And then I have 3 more samples for you. So yeah, I've got lots of inspiration coming your way. So I'm going to pull out my cutting board here. And I'm going to grab a basic white piece of paper. Okay, 8.5 by 11. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and cut that in half. So we're cutting that in half at 5.5 by 8.5. And again, I very well might not give you all of those sizes and the dimensions as we go because they are in your free PDF tutorial. Now, what I am going to do though is I've just kind of got my own template that I keep with all of my tutorials. And so this is a little bit easier to see. So what you're going to do is you're going to score at 2 1/8 and then 6 3/8. If you prefer, you can score at 2 1/8 and flip it over and score at 2 1/8. These 2 panels are exactly the same. They create your gatefold. See? Okay, so here we go. So we're going to score at 2 1/8. So I'm looking at my numbers here down at the bottom of my trimmer. I need to get that blade out of the way. I'm going to score that really good there. Okay. And because I don't want to open up my trimmer, I am going to flip it and then score it at 2 1/8. Okay. So there we go. We should be good. So I'm going to set that aside. And that is your gatefold that we're going to build our card base up on. Now, if you want, you can burnish these seams or, the creases. If you don't have a bone folder, well, an acrylic block works just as well. So there you go. We have that. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and build our, start working on our card as we go. So I'm going to open up this one here and I'm going to open up the actual design. And here you go. You can see that this is the part that we're going to work on next. So we're going to stamp kind of our fun birthday design. So I'm going to start with some sweet sorbet. And I have my stamp already mounted. And so we're just gonna stamp some fun little swirls around here and kind of start making a fun background. Yowza, it looks like I had some ink on my finger and I got a little smudge right there. That's okay. We're gonna keep on trucking. So here we go. So I'm just going to hold that down and let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna clean that stamp and then I'm gonna close that and then we're gonna grab another color. So let's grab pumpkin pie and we will start. Let me just clean that off there. And we're gonna start stamping with our pumpkin pie. And now you could also use Calypso Coral if you have a Calypso Coral. So that is one color that you could use as well. Okay, and so then we're gonna move on to Tahitian Tide, and we also have Daffodil Delight. So there's your Tahitian Tide. So let's go ahead and add that on there. So we're just gonna clean that off. And we're gonna add our Tahitian Tide. I love to stamp my own background. Part of me is thinking that I want to risk coming over here. I'm gonna put that little scrap under there. Oh, I was just thinking if I could stamp on that, potentially it would, but you know, probably doing it with another red, but now it's kind of hidden, so I don't mind that. So here we go. We're gonna keep on going. And then we're gonna add our Daffodil Delight, and then our back, you know, kind of our festive background here will be all done. There we go, perfect. And then we have one more. Now, really what you could do is you could open this up instead of worrying about keeping it closed. You could just open that up if you wanted to. But I just wanted to kind of show you the panels that we were stamping so that you could kind of see how it worked. So then now we're gonna add some Daffodil Delight in here. And I feel like the Daffodil Delight really kind of lightens it up a little bit. I'm just gonna flip this because my stamp pad is over here. And we're gonna add a few more, and then we're gonna move on to the other panels for our card today. So I think I like that. That looks pretty darn good. So we're gonna set that aside. And here we go. So here is your gatefold. Perfect. I love that. I think that worked out really, really well. And so let's move on to how we put our panels here on the inside. So I'm going to set that aside for just a second, and I'm going to bring in the 2022 and 2024 in color specialty paper. So this paper is fantastic. It's got a really neat, it's got a really neat texture to it. So let me show you these colors. It's absolutely beautiful. So you've got the Tahitian Tide, you have the Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, your Orchid Oasis, and then of course your Parakeet. But let me just bring it up to the camera and see if you can see some of the textures in that. So pretty. We actually, I believe I did a video and some tutorials for you with the Just My Type stamp set. And I believe we may have used some of those papers in that. So just really beautiful. I'm also going to grab the Zany Crew designer paper for you. So this is fun. You know, your dies will die cut out this one. It die cuts out, you know, the alligator and some different, some different animals, the raccoon. So you can die cut some of these, and then of course you can just use your snips and cut others out. And then on the back, if you love black and white paper as much as I do, then there's some really cool fun textures for you to work with. So that's what we're going to work with here today. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring in my trimmer again, and we're going to start making our panels. Okay, so we've got a panel in Tahitian Tide, and we also have a panel in Parakeet. So here is the first one. So that's our first panel. Before I start cutting and doing all of that, I want to show you this piece. So again, there is a tutorial for you, so you don't have to worry about writing any of this down, but it's actually 11 1/8 by 4 1/8. We're going to call this one the bottom panel layer. You're going to score it at 5 1/2, and because 5 1/2 and 5 1/2 equals what? you've got 11, you've got an extra eighth on one of these panels. And so I'm going to show you this here. So you've got just about an eighth of an inch that's longer. We'll talk about that later, but all you need to do right now is just cut both of your panels. And so 11 and 1/8 by 4 1/8, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Now, when you score this specialty paper, it is very delicate. So I recommend just go gentle with it. It will tear if you just kind of get in there and you push really hard. When you score it, it will absolutely tear, and then you'll be cranky. And we don't want you cranky. We want you having fun and enjoying your crafting. And so you can burnish it if you want. And when I say it'll tear, let me show you. I actually did one earlier today when I was practicing, and I gave it a nice good score, and well, it kind of tore my paper. So that's what you don't want to do, okay? So this panel is done, it's ready to go. Now we're gonna do our Tahitian tied panel, and I'm gonna bring that panel in. This one is 11 1/8 by 3 3/4, and we're gonna score it at 5 1/2. So I'm gonna come in here, and I'm just gonna, kind of go back and forth a little bit so that I can see it, but I'm not pushing really hard so that I don't want that to break through, okay? So that's it. So here, let me show you the mechanics of the card and how it's gonna go together. So what you need to do is remember, one of these panels is actually longer than the other. So I can see this one is longer. So your normal size panel is going to go right on your card base, okay? And when I say normal size, this is the one that's going to be 4 1/8 by 5 1/2, because that's the size of your card base, okay? So that piece is gonna go in there. So let's just go ahead and add that. And you're gonna want this edge flush with the top of your card base. So let's go ahead and add that in there. Gonna get that going here. I'm just adding a bit of liquid adhesive. You know what I've found when I'm using my liquid adhesive with this specialty paper is that it actually adheres quite a bit faster than with cardstock. It's more delicate, so it just kind of, when you set it down, it's pretty much down, okay? Now what you'll find is that your crease is kind of right here at the top edge of the card base, here at the bottom. This is our bottom flip, okay? It is also, it's our bottom panel layer. All right, and then here is my Tahitian tied. This one is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and this one is gonna sit right in here, and you're gonna have your top crease is gonna be right above. Here, let me bring that up and show that to you. It's gonna sit right above. Now let me tell you why before I adhere this. When you close this piece, you need the bottom panel to be able to flip up. So that's why it's a little bit, it's a little bit bigger. And then this piece needs to be up enough so that it can also flip over comfortably. Do you see? Yeah, so it works well, but if you don't, if you don't adhere this right, then you're going to be like, well, why is it not shutting? Why is it stuck? So again, the biggest tip here is that this crease needs to be above the, above the top of the card. Yeah, just a little bit, just slightly above it, so that it clears the top of the card, so that when all of these layers are closed, that it closes as well. Okay, so I think you guys got that. So this one is going to be, this one's going to be the longer panel. So we're going to call this one our top panel layer. All right, and so we're going to stick this one in here. And again, we're going to make sure. And I'm just basically putting it right between my two, I want it to be centered between the two sides here of my parakeet party. So I think that looks really good. So let's just, while I've got some wet glue, oh, I don't think so. Here, let me try again. While I've got some wet glue, I just want to make sure that I am centered and everything looks nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and close it, and close it. Yes, woohoo! I think we are well on our way, and that worked beautifully. So, whoo, okay. There we go. I'm super excited. We're well on our way. So now we have the mechanics of the card. So now it's just all of the fun stuff of adding your little cute animals and stamping your sentiments and adding your gems and jewels, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to set this stuff aside. And let's go in. I'm going to pull in this fun paper one more time. Do you see this paper? So I just either die cut if there was a die, and if not, I used my scissors to cut out some of these other pieces. So I just wanted to show that to you. So depending on if this is a birthday card or a card for, a grandson, granddaughter, or whatever you want it to be, these little animals are the cutest. I mean, what a cute little Valentine, music. So just really, really fun. Just super cute and fun paper. Okay, so what I recommend, and in my tutorial, after you make your card base, then I'm going to start to build it from the inside. So here you go. This is our cute little elephant, and we are going to glue him down. Now, let me say, you could use Stampin' Dimensionals on the inside, but I wouldn't recommend it. And let me tell you why. This would get, if you have dimensionals on all of these layers, oh my word, it would get pretty thick. And so that's why I recommend maybe not doing all of those layers. I'm sorry, not layers, but Stampin' Dimensionals, okay? So here's your Memento Black. And we are going to stamp Happy Birthday to You, because that's going to be the inside panel. So I also have an inside panel here. And because I don't have a piece of scrap right here next to me, I'm just going to use that to stamp it. So I just want to make sure it's straight. And it does. It looks great. So Happy Birthday to You. So that one is all done. And then we are going to adhere that inside of our card. Oh, it's so cute. And so how easy is that? It's like easy peasy, isn't it? So cool. And oh, if you like this card today, I've got 3 more examples to show you. And all of the pictures of those examples are on Brandy's cards, so you can check them out there too. Okay, so we have the inside done. And so I have my little example here too. So let's start working on the next layer. So your next layer is going to be Lemon Lolly, and then I have a piece of Tahitian Tide to kind of, continue with the coordination of the colors in the card. And so there's that. And then we have our little dog, and he's going to sit right in there because he's loving like all of the festive confetti and all that fun stuff. It is somebody's birthday, and he is celebrating. So, or maybe it's a Happy New Year, right? Who knows? Okay, so we're gonna put that on top, just like that. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our next layer. So he is going to go here. And so I do have a strip that I'm going to adhere to the back of my little, my little guy here. And then we are gonna add adhesive to just one side of our square, our panel, and then adhere it to the back, or adhere it to the top of our confetti. So let's see here. I'm just going to add my adhesive kind of right in here. And you can see I don't want to go too thick, right? Because I want to make sure that nothing gushes out. We want to make sure that nothing gushes out and adheres where it's not supposed to be. So once you kind of set it on there, I would probably, kind of keep it all to the center and not move it around too much. Because again, you don't want any glue to gush out on the back, because you don't want it to mess anything up. Okay, so now you have this panel. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So when you have this one, what I generally do, and you might have another way of doing this, but I'm kind of looking at my little animal and I'm thinking, okay, from about his eye over is kind of where I'm going to add my adhesive. So I kind of use my finger to kind of figure that out. And then what I would recommend is kind of stay towards the center. So don't get too far to the edges. And the reason that I say that is so that you have a little bit of wiggle room, to the left or to the right. So that will give you a little bit of wiggle room. And then you'll know for a fact that you didn't adhere anything down where it wasn't supposed to be. Okay. So there you go. See? Oh my gosh. Oh, I get so excited. I know. So fun. So if you are liking my card so far, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe. I would be so grateful. And of course, you don't want to miss any of my other videos coming up. And in case you did miss it, I did a video, a week ago that was using a grocery store bag. That's right. We went from grocery store, shopping bag to greeting card. It was awesome. So I hope that you go back and have a look at that. And it's also there's a free PDF tutorial on BrandysCards.com. And I use that fun stamp set called Inspirational Sketches. And so that's in our spring catalog. Speaking of catalog, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please feel free to reach out. I'd love the opportunity to help you to earn your business, answer any questions you have. I do have a free beginner series as well. So if you're new to stamping and you're like, I don't know where to start, not to worry. We can get you started and along the way on your crafting journey. So just reach out to us or visit me at BrandysCards.com and I can help you. And of course, if you're one of my current customers, I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful for you. And I hope that you're enjoying all of your wonderful crafting supplies. I think we are so blessed to be a part of this community and have all of these wonderful things to craft with. So, okay. So let's go back over here and we've got our card. It's almost done. And did you see, here's my other, my next fold right there, you see? And so the crease is here at the bottom, and now we're going to add right here to the top. So the next one we're going to add is this little cute one. Oh my gosh, so I love that one. Oh, so cute. So again, I probably would not pop her up, just again because I would be afraid that it would just cause too much lift and be a little bit, too thick for you. So this is the exact piece. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on here just to practice and make sure I'm happy with it. Perfect. You're too wonderful. So that's going to go right there under her leg. Oh, that turned out great. All right, so then what we're going to do is this piece is going to go here. She's going to go there. So let's go ahead and add that to it. And I'm going to use adhesive. Yep, we're going to add our adhesive on here just a little bit. And I just think she's so precious. Oh my goodness, so cute. So cute. And then we're going to add some liquid adhesive behind this layer. And we're going to add it to this panel. Okay, so perfect. Now we're going to go on to the top of our card. So here is the top and the fun things we're going to put there on the top. So we're going to go lemon lolly, and we've got our cute little raccoon, and we also have a Tahitian tied strip. Now this piece, I'd say, gosh, dimensional that thing up. You can add all kinds of dimensionals now because this is the top of our card. So I think it's totally fine to do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add dimensionals here to this white piece. And you know what, before I do that, we need to stamp our sentiment, because once you add those dimensionals, it gets a little rocky. Now I've done it for you before, but it's not ideal. So let's try to do that first. So this one is something great to celebrate you. Okay. And, one thing I like to stamp these ahead of time too, is because I find that if I don't, sometimes I'll stamp the sentiment upside down and be like, really? Okay. So I hear some of y'all laughing like, oh yeah, I've been there. So we just want to kind of get that, set him down so we kind of know the placement of our cute little raccoon. And then we'll stamp our sentiment. That worked out great. And then of course we can start to build that up. So let's flip that over. Let's go back to those dimensionals. So our dimensionals are Stampin' Up! Foam dots, or not really dots, but sort of. And I love these things because they kind of give you that dimension and that lift that kind of bring your card to life, right? It allows you to, get some different dimension on there. So I really like them. And sometimes I go a little bit heavy with them. I don't know why, but sometimes I do. And so I'm making up for no dimensionals inside the card. That's what it is. And then here is your little raccoon. This one I believe does die cut out of your, using the Zany Zoo dies. And then I'm gonna just take my little backs off of this one and we're gonna add it to the top. So it's gonna go right there. Oh, how cute, how cute. So my thinking here was that I really liked all of these colors, and I thought it would really sort of pull it together. So here, let me show you this first. So you could go that route if you wanted to, but I felt like this little piece of Parakeet Party right behind here really sort of pulled it all together. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to add that right about in here, and I am going to glue it here to the back of my little lemon lolly piece here. So let's go ahead, kind of get that where we want it. I'm going to add some adhesive right in here, just like that. And that looks pretty good. And then this guy is going to come in here and just kind of make sure everything's flat and that you're happy. And if you stay away from your edges, remember that's going to give you that wiggle room that we talk about. That's why I like my liquid adhesive, because I don't know, you probably can't see in the camera, but I am using my fingers to kind of slide that panel over, you know, and kind of getting it exactly where I want it. So that's why I like my liquid adhesive. Oh my gosh, I'm so loving this. And so now you can do one of two things. You can use Stampin' Dimensionals to add this piece to the top, or you can go ahead and glue it down with your liquid adhesive. I believe on my sample, I used dimensionals, but I think here I'm going to use some liquid adhesive, just because I like to go rogue, and I also kind of like to see what the difference is. And so that's how we learn, right? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't always go well for me, but today I'm not concerned. I think it'll be fine either way. So there we go. Now the only thing I think we're missing are some fun gems. Yes, so how about we add some really pretty gems on here. Now, of course, you can add any gems or jewels or adhesive back sequins that you would like. But today I'm going to use the 2022-24 in color pearls. So pretty. And then these are the, oh dear, I remember what those are called, but I don't remember right now. But they're the 4-color tinsel gems. I appreciate that. Yes, Miss Amanda is here, for those of you that know Miss Amanda, and she just whispered tinsel gems. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Amanda. So here we go. Let's add some of these fun things on here. So I have my little pearl here. So I'm going to add my pearl there, and I'm going to add a Tahitian tied pearl up here. And oh my, I feel like I want one more, but I don't know where I want to add it. Oh, I am a creature of habit. They generally end up in the same spot every single time. So I'm not sure why I'm pondering, because it generally always ends up in that spot anyway, but that's okay. So then on the inside, we're going to add our tinsel gem. And so this one is actually, I believe, yellow, I think. And so I'm going to put it on her little flower, and it really takes on the Parakeet Party look. It's really, really beautiful. It takes on the look of that Parakeet Party. Of course, you can add some gems throughout here if you wanted to. And you can also add some gems to your elephant. He would probably like to sparkle too. So there you go. That is my first card for you today. And then of course, we talked about that black and white paper on the back of the designer series paper. So I decided to grab this design from the Zany Crew designer series paper. We're going to add a bit of liquid adhesive to our envelope flap. And then what I do is I just line it up with my crease. And so this piece is 2.5 by 6 is what I generally go with. And then just take your paper snips and just trim around it. Remember, when someone rips the envelope open, they're not going to see the underneath the flap or any of that. So you don't really have to worry too much about that. And then you have your finished piece of stationery. Yay! I hope that you like this. So this is our Zany Zoo flip flop. gatefold card. Yeah, so much fun. I'm so excited about this card. So now if you haven't done so, I would be grateful if you would like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and let me know that that you are here and enjoying our video today. So I have 3 more examples for you. So the next one is from the Silly Goose stamp set. Have you seen the Silly Goose stamp set? If you haven't, you need to find it in your annual catalog. It's so cute. And they have these goose, that are like kind of fist pumping. And it's like, yeah, so it's really cool. So I kind of decided to kind of go with that same theme. So here, let me show you that one. So here's the stamp set. And, oh, so fun, right? Silly Goose. Yep, I just think that's so cool. Sending gaggles of good wishes. Sending a big honkin' thanks. I just think those are awesome. So I went ahead and let me show you this. It's very similar to your Zany Zoo. So a silly goose told me, and you've got your pearls. We just used Tahitian tide in the sweet sorbet. And then when you open it, it's your birthday. So that's fun. And then when you open it again, there's your fist pump, like, woohoo! How cool is that? And then on the inside, sending gaggles of good wishes. So I just thought that was super fun. So there's your flip, flop, gatefold, fun fold. Yeah. So let me just kind of give you, give you a little tip on this one. So what I ended up doing is I stamped my, this image on the basic white, and then I layered it up. So I added it to all the, all the layers, and then I glued my strips on the back. Then what I did is I lined it up in my trimmer, and I went zoop, and I just cut right between their hands. So that way, when I added it to my card, they would fist pump. I just thought that was super fun. And, and this could even be like a congratulations card or something too, right? Where it's like, good job, well done. I just think that's fun. So that one is my Silly Goose Fun Fold card. So fun. And, you could even pair it with the same designer series paper. That black and white envelope is so cute. So, so cute. All right. So now, many of you know that right now we're in the middle of celebration, and we have a celebration paper that is absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're not sure what celebration is, it's for every $50 you purchase, you get to pick out an item out of the celebration catalog. Now, this is an annual sale. So it happens once a year, and it's for the month of January and February of 2024. So I love this paper so much. I have another video coming for you too. But today I'm going to show you a card that I designed using this exact same fun fold and that paper. And it is gorgeous. And if you saw the inspirational sketches video, you're going to see the notes of nature again. That is going to be one of my most favorite stamp sets out of the spring catalog. So here, let me show you this one. So here is Notes of Nature. So such a beautiful set. And then of course, I don't have the celebration paper here with me right now. However, you can see that on BrandysCards.com, and you can also see it if you're shopping on my store or at Stampin' Up, okay? So here, let me show you this. So this one is the exact same thing, but I will share with you the difference. There is a small difference. So you've got your bird. This bird was actually hand cut out of the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. It is that free paper, and this is also the designer paper. And then I embossed this piece to kind of give it a bit more texture, and this is from the Notes of Nature stamp set. Then you open it. Oh, for my bird lovers out there, I know you're going, ooh, yes, it's so pretty. Like the designer paper itself is just stunning. And so then here you've got just kind of another fun, simple, just beautiful, just look, right, image. And then you open it up and you have another one of your birds. I kept this very simple, but you could put messages in here if you wanted to, and you could even maybe emboss these panels if you wanted to. Just remember, the more you layer it up, the thicker it's going to get. And then, oop, that's my sizes and dimensions right there. And then on the inside here, thanks for making me smile. So just lovely. So there's your card, right? So fun and so pretty. And so here, let me just show you the difference really quick of these two cards. So this is the difference. This one is actually the parakeet panel. So this panel is in this card, it's the same size as this panel here. So I'm just going to open this up really quick and show you that if you flip this card upside down, then, and this was the bottom and that was the top, then the sizes and the dimensions would be the same. You see that? So then your sizes and the dimensions would be the same. But because I kind of flipped everything, and the reason that I did that is because I wanted this designer series paper to be on the top when you opened it. So that's really what it sort of kind of all worked around, is how I wanted this designer series paper when you opened it to be on the top versus that one. Okay, so it's really up to you. So that's, it's not much different. However, we do have a tutorial available for you at BrandysCards.com. All right, one more card for you today. So yes, this guy, he is retired. He is called Very Cute. So fun. But I thought I'm still going to show it to you anyway. Whoop, hang tight. We have our little dimensions on there. We were making tutorials for y'all. So we've got, oh, there's one more. There we go. I love that. And so here you go. We've got Merry Christmas. Christmas is better together. And then you've got your little bears. And then, of course, you have, basically I just have a basic white panel in there for that one. I didn't really do anything more in that one, but you certainly could. So the pictures of this card is on Brandy's cards as well. So let's go ahead and set these out. I would love to know which one you like best. And I'd love to hear if you're going to make these cards. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh, these are so fun. I have a hard time picking which one I like the best. So I love the bird, but I also love these bright colors. And I think this interactive kind of Christmas card is really pretty cool too. So there you have it. That is my fun fold for you today. Super easy, it really is. And we have a fantastic resource for you at brandyscards.com/blog where you can download your free PDF. And if you can't find the PDF or find that blog post, just go to the search bar and type in there Zany Zoo or maybe Silly Goose, and that will bring up any cards that I've created using this using that stamp set, okay? We also have fun folds, so you can click on that too, or you could click on videos in the navigational bar, and that's also gonna pull up thumbnails and pictures. So you'll probably see one of these cards. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed, this tutorial. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business, answer any questions you have. Our annual catalog is good for until the end of April. Then we'll be sending out a new one. And of course, we have our spring catalog as well, and Celebration. If you're one of my current customers, thank you. I'm so grateful for you. And I hope that you are also inspired and will do some fun crafting. Yeah, I just love to see what y'all are crafting. You guys inspire me, and I can't thank you enough for all the beautiful handmade cards that you send. So until next time, stay well and happy stampin'. Bye, everyone.